Inspiration Forge.
Welcome to Inspiration Forge. I'm John, aka the Angry Dwarf, and today I'm taking you through how to build a Dungeon Master's screen slash dice tower slash castle, and this is part one of the build. There's three parts to it, so if you enjoy the first part here, please check out the second part and the third part, and hope you enjoy this. So my build today is a Dungeon Master screen. On the right you see the Dungeon Master screen put out by Dungeons and Dragons. It's a cardboard fold out. Sometimes they're made from metal and other materials. The diagram on the left shows the typical layout when you're playing a Dungeons and Dragons game. At the bottom or the head of the table is where the Dungeon Master sits, and just in front of them is their screen, which allows them to keep their notes and other items secret from the players during gameplay. The players sit around the table with their character sheets, and in the center is usually the game or battle mat. So we're going to be looking at how to build the Dungeon Master screen and the build that I have done in this video. So here was my idea. I've taken a couple of binders and Pringle cans and cardboard boxes, and I'm mocking up what I want to build. Now I thought I had a really original idea, putting a dice tower into the Dungeon Master screen, but apparently Geek and Sundry beat me to it, and I'm sure other people have as well. In fact, theirs actually has two dice towers, but we'll see as we go how my build goes. So I decided to need some foam bricks. So I took a look at Michael's, and you can get 250 pieces there for 22 bucks, and did a rough calculation. Then I stopped by the Big Orange store from my own construction experience, and also from what Jeremy at Black Magic Craft has said. Take a look at what they had. So again, some math here. I won't bore you with all of it, but for those who like it, there we go. So basically, 4,500 bricks for $10 versus the $22 for about 300 bricks. So I went home with one of these sheets. Here's just giving you a scale of what I was looking at. We're taking that half-inch home, and my blueprints, if you want to call them that, on the back of a scrap piece of cardboard. So here I am laying out the Dungeon Master screen. This is made from just two black binders I got from the dollar store, and cut out the metal rings, and then four plastic sheet protectors, and of course duct tape. You can see in the background the duct tape dice tower that I used to help figure out some measurements. I'm taping in the I guess four sheet protectors here, which will allow me then to change the inserts that I have on the inside for my Dungeon Master notes. I get distracted really easily, and well, in this case, I got distracted by a 4-year-old who wanted their own dice tower. So a Kleenex box later and a whole bunch of green painter's tape. He had a dice tower, and I was able to keep building what I wanted to build. Mine required a little bit more precision, so you can see here laying it out. In the background, you can see all the bricks that I went ahead and cut for this build. One of the really cool things I figured out, and I think, again, credit Black Magic Craft for mentioning this idea, but I really took it to heart, and I'm probably going to use it with all of my building things. I don't have the patience to wait for PVA glue to dry, so I love this idea of putting a pin through and just pinning it in place. Again, from cabinetry building, I love the idea of being able to use a brad nailer to hold things together as you're waiting for the glue to dry, or just to hold it in place while you put screws in. So this is the equivalent to that for me, and I thought that was fantastic. So I got a whole bunch of pins, and I've been going ahead and pinning everything together. Having said all that, somewhere along the line, I made a mistake, and you will too. But we all do it, and here's how you fix it. In this case, it was too long. Got to cut it off. And some more mistakes along the way. Again, cutting and making everything work. Oh, again, being easily distracted. So here's Lex Supra, my first mini I ever painted. The color scheme kind of came out like Superman in my mind, and then his head sort of looks like Lex Luthor, so Lex Supra. And I got distracted. I found all these scraps, and suddenly I found myself figuring out, well, how would a boat work if I wanted to build a boat for minis? And I'm not talking about a boat, I'm probably talking about a ship in this case. So, back to the original build. So now I'm actually using some of those bricks that I cut up. Again, giving credit to Black Magic Craft for the idea of staggering these corner bricks. I love the look of that, so I went ahead and made some corner bricks for that. Want to jazz it up a little bit, so I put a doorway. So this sort of looks like the entrance to either a castle or the gates for a city. I also wanted to add some arrow slots and some windows. That's that crafting screening that I got a hold of. There's the arrow slits in with the windows on the upper level. Then you'll notice I've changed the doors here. And that's because I want to use these little tiny brass pins, and I love the look that they gave in terms of making it look like they're nails in the door. And I couldn't get them through the wooden door really easily. And I thought, why am I doing wooden doors when I can craft foam doors to look like wooden doors, and then I can put the pins through the cardboard foam into foam, and that all works. So I changed the doors out. I didn't throw them away. I don't throw stuff away. I saved it. I'll use it for something else, but that's why the doors got switched out. Here we are up at the upper level, and now I run into another idea. I hadn't totally planned all this out, so I figured I'd solve it when I got there. So I bought the two sides of the battlements on. I'm thinking, how do I make this corner? I really don't want to look at this. What do I do? I don't want to do 45s. What would I do? The solution to this ended up being relatively simple. I used these corner pieces to add some more accents to the tower, but at the same time solve the issue of trying to joint any of the brickwork from my walls together on the tower. And in the end, I think they look pretty good. I took a lot of effort into the weathering to cover up some of my mistakes, and between the two, I think it worked out really well. So, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please click like and subscribe, and hammer that bell. If you'd like to find more of my content, you can check me out on Facebook. If you like some merchandise, I have a store on TeePublic. Both of those are under the Angry Dwarf. And if you're at all interested in fantasy maps, or would like to commission a map, you can check out my site, williamsonsmaps.com. This is John, aka the Angry Dwarf, signing off.